Kalal Wahawala Yahweh Basham Shai Basham Kakadash double honors to the apostles and elders of great milestone that rule and teach well, peace and salutations to the brothers on the four corners of this earth, pushing this word and truth, also in sincerity. And Brother Manat is okay with short impromptu. You know, brother posted this in the group chat when I believe it's late last night, if I'm not mistaken. Nevertheless, right, you could see that you know, the shit hitting the fan close to home. I don't know no other way to put it, you know, or to our terrestrial home, you know, so to speak. Roughly, I don't know if that's the right words, but nevertheless, right, it says UN report nearly 513,000 in TNT cannot afford a healthy meal. Now, if you know anything, I believe we population is 1 point something million. Is it 1 point something million? Yeah, roughly. That was the last time I checked. I heard 1 point something million or whatever. Nevertheless, that is almost half the population they recorded there, right? Cannot afford it. Not do want to eat healthy, not that they don't want it, they cannot afford it. Right? The way the thing's set up, they cannot afford it. You just grasp that. You know what I mean? Much less for the bigger countries like the US, the UK, EU, all these places, all these big dog places, so to speak. Right? It says the person who write the article, right? It says blah blah blah. In Trinidad and Tobago, about 512,000 people, or roughly 36.8, right, nearly half percent of the population, cannot afford a healthy diet. Close to 200,000 citizens are around 1 million children under the age of 5 are stunted, and fewer than 1 million babies are born with low birth weight. Fewer than 1 million children below the age of 5 are overweight. Approximately 300,000. What shit am I saying? Not 1 million, not 100,000, but 100,000 Slovakia. Right? Slovakia. Right? It says approximately 300,000 individuals 18 years and under are obese. Additionally, about 100,000 women aged 15 to 49 are affected by anemia. Basically, they're not fucking healthy, bro. Alright? The statistics were highlighted in the 2025 State of Food Security and Nutrition in the World Addressing High Food Price Inflation for Food Security and Nutrition report, which explored the causes and impacts of food inflation, analyzed its effects on different food groups and diet affordability to help countries end hunger, food insecurity, and all forms of malnutrition. It says the 234-page report published in February 2026 was prepared by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, UNICEF, and the International Fund for Agriculture Development, the World Food Programme, and the World Health Organization. TNT is just one of over 100 countries, as I say, worldwide. Mentioned in the report, yeah, it have countries bigger than us. The numbers fucking, dwarf ours, basically, right? But now people in Trinidad and Tobago could see that, hey, it's not sweet that you could pull out a fucking car and pay small money for it every month and not feel it. But you can't afford fucking proper groceries, bro. You know what I mean? Priorities all messed up due to what? Due to the trends, due to the things they put in the media, the things that they soak up your not lenient, but your leisure time with, or try to, you know, make you think, hey, this is the way you had to be at this age, just XYZ, and you can't even afford proper food. All right? Based on the so okay, what's that? It says, based on the data gathered from 2017 to 2024 on food insecurity and food price inflation, according to the report, data compiled over the last 10 years showed an upward trend in the population of TNT's population unable to afford a healthy diet. In 2017, to the population, which is 441,000, could not afford a nutrient-dense diet. By 2019, the figure climbed to 32.8%, representing 200,000 people unable to afford a well-balanced meal. The most dramatic spike occurred during the height of the pandemic, well, obviously, when the proportion reached a staggering 38.6%, 540,000, 400,000. I'm not even seeing the number correct. 540,400 people. So like, yeah. As the pandemic drew to a close in 2023, the number of people in TNT unable to afford a nutritious diet decreased to 37.9%, or 530,600. Heading into 2024, the figure dropped slightly to 36.8, 515,200. Statistics also showed that 200,000 people in TNT were undernourished between 2022 and 2024. In 2024, fewer than 100,000 children under 5 years old were classified as stunted. Approximately 100,000 children below the age of 5 were also identified as overweight, and around 300,000 adults aged 18 and under were recorded as being obese in 2022, and 100,000 women in the age bracket 15 to 49 were anemic. By 2023, fewer than 100,000 babies were documented as having low birth weight in 2020. From 2022 to 2024, the country had 400,000 people facing moderate or severe food insecurity. In a different section of the report, it indicated that the prevalence of undernourishment in the total population was 11.2%, or 156,800 people between 2022 and 2024. The prevalence of stunting in children under age 5 was 7.8% in 2024. Among children under 5 years old, about 15% were said to have been overweight. In 2024, about 28.1% of the adult population under 18 years old were considered obese. The information just repeating itself. The report said that as 2030 nears, the world is significantly behind on achieving Sustainable Development Goal 2 to end hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture with setbacks due to extreme weather events. Well, effects of COVID-19 pandemic, rising food prices, geopolitical disruptions such as the war in Ukraine. While there have been signs of recovery in recent years, persistent inflation has slowed the progress, continuing to undermine purchasing power and access to healthy diets. In 2024, the cost of a healthy diet, COHD, didn't know that acronym for it, was highest in Latin America and the Caribbean at 5.16 purchasing power parity dollars, with a 7.6% increase between 2022 and 2023, followed by a 3.8% increase between 2023 and 2024. By 2024, the population in Latin America and the Caribbean unable to afford a healthy diet reached 181.9 million. Worldwide, an estimated 31.9% of people, 2.60 billion, were unable to afford a healthy diet. The article more or less the repetitive, right? So basically, the shit expensive. You know what I mean? expensive, and if it not expensive, it's just inaccessible due to the world climate, the climate of the economy, the climate of the fucking wars and so on and so forth in the world. Yeah, I mean, I wish I prophesied about these days. Right? The man of the Lord, don't worry, bro. We will eat. We will eat. Yeah, we will eat. The man of the Lord will eat. If we get through the C19, my guess, no, bro, by faith. You feel we went down to Egypt for help? No, we didn't. All right? We didn't. By faith, things happen. Pray. We fasted. We accustomed fasting, so it was nothing minor. All right? Um, go to the book of Proverbs 29 and verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Yeah. For example, I believe it's just Bezos. They said, they being whoever wrote the article or did the study, they say he could get everybody on it $1 million and still be the richest man on it. It's either he or Elon Musk, one of the two. Yeah. That is everybody on the face of the earth. 7 point something billion, if not 8 billion by now. Everybody could get $1 million and he would still be the richest man on the planet, yo. Just imagine that. Right? Just imagine that. And yet they wouldn't even do it. Think about it. Think about it. Think how messed up it is that these are the mindset of the people who control the living, your living, they control the living situation, yo. They control your living situation. Whether it be your house itself, the things in your home, you know what I mean, the things you need to acquire a job, to acquire money, they are in control, and these how these people think. They have so much that they could give away to every single person on the face of the earth and still have the most, and they will not. And if there is no wickedness, I don't know what wickedness is. Clearly, obviously, I would not know what wickedness. If that is not something wicked, then yeah, all right, cool. I don't know what wickedness is. All right, the leaders of the people in charge, and I'm talking globally, not just in TNT or, you know what I mean, in the Caribbean. I'm talking about the people in control of the globe right now, the people who are the say, the power, what they say is law. You know what I mean? The people who make people tremble just by being in the presence. When you hear the name, you tighten up. These people, this is their mindset, and they don't even, you know what I mean? They're not assisting. They're assisting the ones like them to acquire agenda that at the end of the day is, in layman terms, doomed for everybody beneath them. Basically. You know what I mean? As our brother say, if it wasn't for divine intervention, you know what I mean? As the scripture say, right? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Mark 13 and 20, it says, and except the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he had chosen, he had shortened days. You understand that divine intervention? That divine intervention. Right? If it wasn't for the Lord, nobody would be saved. If it wasn't for the Lord, we would not survive the C19. Right? If it wasn't for the Lord. If it wasn't for him, we have no faith in the system, no faith in the government. No, dog, this shit is going to shit. And we just here for the ride because as long as we do what we supposed to do, the Lord will do what he promised to do. Dies all, dies it. End of text. Yeah. So something like this is it's not shocking. Right? Article like that not shocking. Brothers try to be healthy, yeah, but at the end of the day, how healthy you could be when everything contaminated with something. I'm not saying literally go out and eat trash, but you know what I mean? Yes, still attempt to try pay your best foot forward to eat something healthy. If you can't, you can't. If it's above your power, it is above your power. You know what I mean? Because clearly they say how hard it is. How hard it is just to be healthy by in this system. So yet all you have faith in all the government. Under the UNC, under the PNM, that the PNM would have never the UNC never listened. Not knowing all of them working on the same coin, they're just on two different sides. One is heads, one is tails. When the next one in power, them go be heads, the next side go be tails, but it's the same coin. Yeah, they hold the same value, they hold the same weight, they working for the same people. Right, so I hope it was edifying, I hope it's sparked food for thought among the arc young listening. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Until next time, Shalom.